Good evening, everyone. It is 11:30 in the p.m.
Just kidding. 11:30 a.m. Someone wasn't paying attention when she scheduled the show.
But in Long Beach time, p.m. really means a.m. So we're all set here. We're on track.
We're all
on
fine
time.
here now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How are you?
We knew that Meredith would get it.
Yeah.
I'm sure she saw at p.m. and said, "They ain't going at p.m.
No.
They'll be at Disney at 11:30 p.m. tonight."
Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh, guys. So, well, thank you, Meredith, already. With her hey.
With her chicken.
It's a hey.
Yes,
It's
it
a
is.
hey.
Can you make little hey icons?
I don't think so. I think it just depends on what your icons are on your phone.
Yeah.
That would be
Next
amazing.
time we're at Disney, we got to get one of the little hey toys.
Okay. What? We have a hey. We have.
Oh, that's right.
We have. Get the hey.
Okay.
Let me get hey. We should have him in our room.
Once we were at Target, we were in the toy department, and we walked down one lone aisle. No one else in the aisle, except for a hey toy sitting in the middle of the aisle, just looking at us. Isn't that eerie? Just one. Someone just put that hey there. Knew that we were coming.
This is like the cutest, softest hey.
And you know what? I forgot about that. How did I forget about that?
Yeah. But it's so soft. So soft. Oh. Hey. So weird looking, but colorful. Okay.
No one could bring him to life like Alan Tudyk, because no one else could make those sounds. Maybe Michael Winslow.
Or me.
Or you.
Okay. Yay. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody.
Well, thank you.
From the emoji game. Oh yeah. Okay. Disney Emoji Blitz. Yeah, I got out of playing that one. I don't know. I get in my kicks. I play Disney Magic Kingdoms though. Like that's my game. I started like the day it opened, and I've been playing for over 1,000 days straight.
Yes, that I can agree with. I can confirm that sentiment.
It's like 1,500 days or something. Okay. All right, you guys. So we're going to record our wraparounds for episode 405.
Mm-hmm.
And coming up, so yes, so Richard, you have a big tribute. Well, we both do.
Yes.
To Cindy Williams. You can see that.
To the
below.
legendary comic genius of Cindy Williams.
Yes. And our episode this week, though, is going to be all about the Disney 100 kickoff celebration at Disneyland. And we recorded that yesterday with Mike Celestino from Laughing Place. So that'll be a fun listen on our podcast.
Yeah, it really was a very rounded conversation.
Yeah.
We got to everything.
And more. and some gripes.
Well-deserved gripes.
It's really funny. Okay. All right.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
You fact check, and there won't have to be a gripe.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it takes.
It's true. Okay. Well, are we ready?
We're ready.
We're ready, you guys. Okay, we're gonna hit record. And here, you know what? If anyone has any stories or memories about Cindy Williams, please share in the comments here as we go.
Good idea.
All right. This is what you can look forward to on episode 405 of Skywalking Through Neverland.
Hey, Skywalkers. Let's start off by wishing a happy 100th anniversary to the Disney Company. And to think of all the countless accomplishments and innovations in film and TV and theme parks. And then to think it all started by a mouse. Not with a mouse, by a mouse. So, Skywalkers, after a week hiatus, we are back, and we are happy you are here with us once again for this episode of Skywalking Through Neverland. I am Richard Woloski, but now everyone please say hello to my sweetie wife, Sarah, who I had to pull off of her iPad sketchpad to do this recording.
Oh my gosh, I think my artist has been unlocked. Because we're working on our new companion book to Today in Star Wars History, and it's going to be really fun because it's more of a journal / workbook that you guys can write in. However, we needed to make it look cute and fun And I started drawing some fun icons, Star Wars icons, and now I can't stop.
It's like, okay, when you hit 1,000, we're good. She's on like 1,138. Like, okay, enough. Let's get back to the book.
They're so much fun. So if you see me, I've been sharing at Jedi Tink, like on Instagram and on Facebook. So thanks for all the comments, you guys. Like, wow, it's really fueling my fire to make some more. And you know what? We are gonna make some swag out of these too. Like I foresee some buttons. Maybe there might be some other things in the works.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, for anyone who buys this companion book, maybe they get some free swag, especially if they're in the Skywalking Force.
Maybe we bring them to WonderCon in March,
Yes. Mhm.
which is next month.
Yeah, it's like a month from now. Oh my gosh. No, it's 2 months from now. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, with that excitement, we want to welcome everyone to your enthusiastic podcast destination for the many decades of your Star Wars, Disney, and Marvel fandom. So, it's time for your weekly Wookiee hug and your sprinkling of pixie dust for your family of Skywalkers. Now, coming up, we will be joined by Mike Celestino of Who's the Boss podcast and laughingplace.com to share in the excitement of our Disney 100 experiences at Disneyland. There are so many things that opened, including the opening of the fantastic Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway attraction, plus decor, and so much more.
Now, we are being sponsored by Small World Vacations, and they are a diamond level Disney vacation planner travel agency and can help you book your trip to a Disney park around the world, or maybe even the Mickey Mouse penthouse suite at the Disneyland Hotel. And best of all, guess what? This service is free of charge. So head over there to smallworldvacations.com for a no obligation price quote and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you. All right, now we are recording this from Long Beach, California on January 31st, 2023.
So, Richard, what happened today in Star Wars history?
Well, lots and lots. So let's just go with some highlights here, okay? Now, we want to wish a happy 53rd birthday to our good friend Eric Walker. And Eric Walker was Mace Tuwani in the Ewok Adventure and Battle for Endor. Well, he was born on January 30th. He was born on January 31st, 1970. We have loads of interviews with Eric. He's joined us many times, and he joined us for our Ewok Celebration panel at Star Wars Celebration. So he's turned into a really good friend.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Also 48 years ago. I'm sorry. My phone rang.
Yeah.
Now, also 48 years ago, in 1975, Ralph McQuarrie completes his first Star Wars painting, The Droids in the Desert, and this is named, also known as R2 and 3PO Leave the Pod in the Desert. Now, all these original concept paintings, they never really had official names.
Okay.
I asked Paul Bateman, who was the protege of Ralph McQuarrie, and said, "What's the name of this painting?" He's like, "They never had names."
Okay.
But if you look on different websites, they'll name it something different. But everyone knows this iconic concept painting by Ralph McQuarrie, where 3PO is in the foreground and R2 is in the background, and they're walking away from the escape pod.
And this is the famous concept art that Anthony Daniels saw in his audition, correct?
Yeah.
When he was like drawn to this droid.
Yeah. This was the painting that made him say, "Okay, I will be trapped inside of this plastic costume for months on end."
Yeah, in the desert.
Yeah. Because I like the way this droid's soulful eyes are looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I would see this painting as a kid, I thought, what ripoff knockoff is this? Because at this time, there were so many Star Wars knockoffs.
That makes sense.
With toys and magazines. I thought this was one of the knockoffs because you know you're ripping off R2 and 3PO. This ain't no R2 and 3PO. And back then, I had no idea what a concept painting was.
Right. Yeah, you were like 8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How funny.
Right.
All right. What else happened today? And this is something I can remember. Okay, I'll say it. Okay, so on January 31st, 1997, That's when Star Wars Special Edition was released. I was in the theater. It was the first time I saw Star Wars on the big screen. And yes, just like the commercial, it was like no other, right? What's the commercial? First time on the big screen or something like that.
If you've only seen Star Wars
Oh.
on the small screen, then you haven't seen it at all.
Yeah. And that was true. There was so many things I noticed, including the fact that Leia had on not lipstick. What is it? Lip gloss. She had on lip gloss. It's like, oh, I never noticed that.
You know, maybe in that little belt of hers, she has like it's like a Batman utility belt. She's got her little makeup compartments.
I think so. And then of course the sound mix was amazing, so I heard a lot more of the soundtrack as well.
Yeah, because up at this point we were relegated to watching Star Wars mainly on HBO or Cinemax or Showtime or even the Pan and Scan video. But now we get to see it again up on the big screen, the way it was meant to be seen. What theater did you see it at?
I saw it at a new stadium seating theater in Austin, Texas. I forget the name of it, but the new thing was the stadium seating. And so we drove a little further than we would have just to get that new theater smell, the stadium seating. And I just remember like the audience was just going mad. They were booing at Darth Vader, they were cheering at Luke, they were cheering with the Death Star. It was like a melodrama. It was amazing.
I saw it at the Grauman's Chinese Theater.
Wow.
Not the IMAX.
Oh.
Whatever theater, but the Grauman's Chinese Theater.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
So the same theater, but it's just called something different back then.
Before it was bought out by IMAX. And 2 rows over from me was a guy with a camcorder. He was recording. He was bootlegging a movie.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I hated to do it, but I had to go and tell one of the workers, like, hey, this guy's bootlegging the movie. Meanwhile, I'm trying to watch the movie out of one eye and tell this guy out of the other eye. He's like, okay, I'll get to it. Never. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah.
But come on. Oh my goodness. I never thought I would see Star Wars like this again. Every once in a while there would be screenings, charity screenings. So maybe once every couple of years you would see it on the big screen again.
Right.
But this, you were seeing something that was very familiar in an all new way, because you had all these new shots and scenes. And despite what people say about it, I loved it. I just loved it. And if you want to watch the originals, pop in your Laserdisc or your VHS tape.
Wow.
You could still watch the original. Lucas wasn't going to go around to every single household and with his sledgehammer and smash every videotape and Laserdisc saying, oh, you can only watch the special edition now. So if you have a gripe against the special editions, stop it.
Yeah, Star Wars Reporter is saying, I wish theaters would play the original trilogy on the big screen every year.
You know, if you live in Los Angeles, Star Wars Reporter, that's Steve Fitch?
Possibly.
Because the El Capitan Theater shows the films every once in a while. Not so much in a marathon, but maybe they'll show Star Wars on one night, and Empire on another night, and Return of the Jedi. But they're all the special editions.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you for commenting, you guys. All right. Well, that was exciting. And I do have to say, you know how, Richard, you like to see Star Wars in the theater on your birthday? Well, in 97, I was treated to Return of the Jedi in the theater on my birthday because March 10th was my birthday. So my whole 16th birthday was all Star Wars.
Oh, so you're lucky, because when I was a kid, being born in January, the films were out of the theaters. So I never had that until Return of the Jedi. In 1983, when Jedi came out, it was just so big, it rolled over into 1984. And it disappeared out of theaters on September the 5th, 1983, and it resurfaced. All of a sudden, it came back for a second run.
Wow.
And I'm crossing my fingers like, oh, come on, hold out until January. Hold out until January. So on January 16th, 1984, my mom took me and my friends to the Waltham movie theater, where we got to see Return of the Jedi on my birthday. That was a huge, great fandom highlight of my childhood.
That's awesome.
All right, with that, let's move on to things we want to share. My first time Star Wars
Oh,
reporter says, my first time seeing Star Wars was when I was 6 years old at a drive-in theater. Oh,
nice. Then a month later in a normal theater. Which did you like better? Let us know.
I saw Close Encounters for the first time in a drive-in theater.
Could you pay attention?
No,
No, I
no.
feel like you need to like really pay attention to that one.
Yeah, as an 8-year-old, you just couldn't get your head around Close Encounters. It was
No.
just too.
Oh,
There wasn't enough aliens.
yeah. By the way, hi Steve. We love Ewoks. And hi Kevin. Welcome, you
Kevin's
guys.
giving us an emoji wave.
Ooh, ow. Speaking of, I've been drawing a lot, and my arm is like.
She just wants a reason to flex her muscle.
No, I need to do some yoga. Okay.
All right, things we want to share. 2023 hit another low last Wednesday, January 25th, when we lost another big piece of my childhood when Cindy Williams passed away at the age of 75. And her biggest claim to fame was playing Shirley Feeney in Laverne and Shirley, which was a revolutionary show at the time, which ran from 1976 through 1983, where two females led a cast.
Mm-hmm.
Now, around this time, we had shows like I Love Lucy, but you had Lucy and Ricky.
Right.
And you had Maude, which you had Maude and her husband. You had Mary Tyler Moore, which was Mary and all her male newsroom co-workers, right? We had Wonder Woman, but we had Wonder Woman and all of her male companions. I mean, like working companions, meaning there were very, very few exceptions, like One Day at a Time and Charlie's Angels. But Laverne and Shirley sat at the top of that Mount Rushmore of female-led shows.
Right.
Very, very revolutionary. Now, did you watch Laverne and Shirley on Nick at Night?
I watched it a little bit because I mean, Happy Days was like my favorite show growing up. And that kind of was born from Happy Days, of course, made by the same creator.
Gary Marshall, yeah.
Gary Marshall, yeah. And so it had that same feel. And I believe it's also set in Wisconsin, right? Which is where my whole extended family lives. So I did feel a connection to it, but I didn't see it as much because I was not that generation. I wasn't even born until 81. So I saw a lot of these shows on Nick at Night. And if Nick at Night wasn't showing Laverne and Shirley regularly, I didn't see it, basically. So I did see a few episodes, but not enough to like really know all the characters, like Happy Days.
Okay. Well, how about some of her other big film credits, like American Graffiti?
Definitely.
More American Graffiti.
Yep.
And Francis Ford Coppola's film, The Conversation.
Okay, so I definitely saw American Graffiti, and that's where I have to say I remember her most from. She's the girlfriend of Richie Cunningham, right?
Yes.
It was
yes.
Yeah, all those characters and actors. Yeah. So I thought she was great in that film. I really loved her in that movie.
When I was a kid, I was very confused with American Graffiti, which I saw in 1978 when it was re-released, since George Lucas was the now big breakout star of Star Wars and Harrison Ford. So they re-released American Graffiti. And I thought Ron Howard and Cindy Williams were playing Richie Cunningham and Shirley Feeney in American Graffiti.
I could see that. Oh, yeah.
This was the 70s when mashups and all-star specials were the rage. So I really thought American Graffiti was a super all-star special with Richie and Shirley.
And Han Solo, right?
And Han Solo. And Chrissy Snow from Three's Company. Richard Dreyfuss from Jaws.
Oh my God.
And then some other people who I had no idea about.
Which is really funny because American Graffiti was kind of all of their breakout beginnings, right?
Yeah.
Even for, so Richie Cunningham, who's
Ron Howard.
Ron Howard, thank you. Oh my God.
He was Opie in
Andy
Griffith Show, but as an adult actor.
Right. When did Happy Days start?
That was 73, 74.
Okay, and when did American Graffiti come out?
73.
Okay, so it was right around that same time. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it was because of American Graffiti and its success that ABC said, you know what? We passed on Happy Days, but since there's a rage with the 50s and 60s time period and Ron Howard, let's give this little Happy Days a shot and see where it goes.
Yeah.
So if it hadn't been for George Lucas and American Graffiti, we wouldn't have had Happy Days or Laverne and Shirley or Mork and Mindy.
I know. Man, Mork and Mindy. Oh, so great. Okay.
Right now, some
Ooh.
of let's read
Yep.
some of these
Yeah,
comments
some of
here.
these comments are great. So Justin is saying, I actually got to meet Cindy Williams and had her autograph my American Graffiti Blu-ray.
Whoa!
Amazing, Justin. Was that at a convention?
And please post a picture of that in this Skywalking group.
Yeah, we would love that.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh. Kevin is asking about American Graffiti 1138.
That was Paul Lamatt's license plate number.
Oh, okay.
THX 138.
Okay, got it.
Already starting the THX Easter eggs.
Oh, Justin is saying she was very nice and personable. I'm sure. I'm sure
Aw.
she just seems like a nice
Yeah, she
person,
seems like
right?
Cindy Williams and Shirley Feeney are about the same person.
Yeah.
Now, Tuesday nights when I was a kid, Tuesday nights belonged to Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley. The
Mhm.
next day, all the kids in school were so excited to talk about Fonzie and Richie and Laverne and Shirley. And you couldn't go a day back then without hearing Shamil, Shamazel, Haas and Pfeffer Incorporated. Which is how Laverne and Shirley would start every episode. What does that mean? First, let's go ahead and play it for everyone,
Oh,
and
okay.
then we'll decipher this.
Perfect. All right.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Hasenbemp Incorporated. We're gonna do it. Give us any chance, we'll take it.
Schlemiel, Schlemazel.
What is this? So, of course, I had to do a deep dive into this.
Okay.
So, a Schlemiel is an inept, clumsy person, okay? And a Schlemazel is a very unlucky person.
Oh.
So there's a Yiddish saying that translates to a funny way of explaining them both. A Schlemiel is somebody who often spills his soup, and a Schlemazel is the person it lands on. So really, you really don't want to be either one of these people.
No.
And Hassenpfeffer is actually a German stew.
Yes.
Why it's incorporated, I don't know.
What?
But you put all this together, and they're just a collection of funny words, kind of like what John Lennon did with "I Am the Walrus."
Oh my
You
gosh.
put all these funny sayings together, and look what you get. But you put all this together with a fun countdown.
Mhm.
So every day you would just see kids, boys and girls, doing this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, endlessly, and it never got tiresome.
So that's really weird. So Hasenpfeffer Incorporated, I wonder if that's like a company in
You know what? Doing my deep
in
dive, I did.
Milwaukee?
I looked and I
Okay.
couldn't find anything.
Because Milwaukee, I mean, that's where a lot of German immigrants ended up. In fact, I mean, that's why my family lives there. You know, I'm German and Austrian descent. And so, like, there's all these amazing German restaurants in like downtown Milwaukee, and that just, or like places you can get bratwurst and German sausage, like authentic.
Mhm.
And that sounds like a place that you would go in downtown Milwaukee to get your German bratwurst.
All right, where's your phone? Call your cousins. They'll know.
They'll know, my aunt,
Now,
cousins.
Martin Keeler is saying in the Sky chat,
Okay.
I thought Schlemiel and Schlemazel was in Jabba's palace. You know what? That'd be funny to do some kind of a tribute to that with new characters,
Mm.
kind of like the way Lucas paid tribute to Klaatu, Barada, and Nikto from the Day the Earth Stood Still for Jabba's palace minions.
Mhm.
So let's maybe add these
I love
into
that.
and they're like two bumbling characters, very Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin Toft is saying a new movie idea: American Graffiti: The Adventures of Luke Starkiller, as taken from the Journal of the Wills, 1138 Willow. That's kind of like the idea behind the George Lucas Super Live Adventure.
Oh.
This big theatrical stage show in Japan in 1993, where they just mashed up all of Lucas's movies with a thread of a young girl traveling through all of these films.
That sounds amazing. Also, Justin is saying, have we ever been to the American Graffiti Festival in Modesto? Oh, what? Does everyone go with their vintage cars and drive down the street, I'm sure?
Yeah, on their little Vespas and crashing into Coke machines like Toad.
No, we have not been. Have you?
Some
Let
of
us
American
know.
Graffiti was even shot over here in West Covina.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm sure when they shot it all, it's like, oh, we can't. We need to do pickups. Let's just hike it over to West
Oh, yeah.
Covina, because since they were putting it together in Universal Studios.
Makes sense.
Now, did I ever tell you that Cindy Williams' sister, Carol, was in my film Skip Tracer?
Amazing. I mean, you've told me that, yes, but everyone else, that's really cool.
Yeah, and I really wanted Cindy to drop by to do a little cameo, but
Oh.
yeah, I didn't want to ask
Oh, in your film,
in
yeah.
my film, or
Yeah.
just to stop by.
Right.
And Carol Williams was a major part of more American Graffiti.
Okay.
So to me, that was like a big coup, getting someone from a George Lucas film in my movie.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So I got to reach out to Carol and express my condolences.
Yeah.
So even though Laverne and Shirley, both of them, are now gone, I never thought I would say that. So everyone,
Wow.
turn off your TVs for a moment of silence. This has been a tough year for celebrities. Even Wednesday Addams passed away. The original Wednesday Addams.
Wow.
Lori,
My goodness.
yeah.
All right. What about this other thing?
Right.
Yeah.
Now there's another George Lucas Star Wars connection with Cindy Williams. She auditioned for Star Wars.
What?
Yeah, she went up for Princess Leia.
Oh my gosh.
Not Luke or Han, but Princess Leia. Even though Lucas said, you know what, I don't want to use any
previous
actors right from American Graffiti.
Right.
Harrison Ford just kind of came in through the back door. But he said, okay, I'll see you, but don't count on it. So let's go ahead and play a little bit of her audition.
Here we go.
Bad sign. You used it all.
Speed. 13, take 2, camera roll 2. Okay. Action.
Well, all the data banks in Little R2 are still secure.
Well, then I think we're due that reward that you promised, don't you think? And I hope it's substantial after all we've gone through.
When Little R2 has been safely delivered to my forces, you'll receive your reward. You have my guarantee.
Well, what's that little droid carrying anyway that's so blasted important? Huh?
The plans and specifications to a battle station with enough firepower to destroy an entire system. Our only hope in destroying it is to find its weakness, which we will determine from the data I stored in R2. We can't...
That's really not fair of George Lucas to make these actors audition with that kind of dialogue.
No
You
kidding.
can see not just her, but even Carrie Fisher and anyone else auditioning, just going, I can say these words, but I've got no idea what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh. Although if you've ever seen Carrie Fisher's audition, she does have this like air of authority for being 18 or 19. Like amazing. Yeah. So wow.
Well, look at who her parents are. So
yeah.
I'm sure some of that really helped with her background.
Her mom was like a princess slash queen.
Yeah. There was a lot of similarities I could see between her audition and her character Lori from American Graffiti. Very sweet and soft spoken.
Yeah.
But when you get them riled up, oh, forget it. Oh,
watch out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah. All right, Skywalker. So then on our podcast, we'll share our interview. Yes.
Okay, hold on. Justin Smith is saying Mark Hamill still remembers his "fear is their greatest defense" speech from his audition.
Yeah, we definitely heard him say that.
Different panels, yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that someone found these recordings,
it's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go.
Because back then, videotape was so expensive. I'm surprised they didn't just like back in the day. You would just keep recording over it. It's like their auditions. The audition to Rover movie has been cast. Let's record over this very expensive tape.
Okay, we're gonna move on to shout outs, everybody.
Okay,
here we go. We want to thank everyone. No, let me see.
So at the beginning of every month, we like to take the time to thank our Skywalking Force, the midichlorians, to our network.
I love that.
Thank you.
So without further ado, thank you, Anthony Kakias,
Blessed Cheesemaker,
Bryn McKinnon,
Carl Fox,
Chickafant,
Christopher Marino,
Courtney Turkel,
Darren Irvine,
Dave Kerwin,
Don Glover,
Garrett Sessions,
Glenn Stein,
Jennifer Cole,
Jeremy and Heather Hunt,
Jeremy Stevenson,
John Liang,
John Zoncanaro,
Julie Caruana,
Kelly Turkel,
Laura Bryce,
Meredith Duckworth,
Michael Corbett,
Michael Nip,
Mike Sanders,
Mike Ward,
Nancy Steinman,
Patrick Pine,
Patty Hammond,
Patty Nazarian,
Peter and Norma Heitman,
Reynold Gobey,
Scott Michael, Scott Carmichael,
Scott Hume,
Terry Lee,
Wesley Meecombs.
Wynn Patterson, and Lisa Barry.
Oh,
So thank you once again to everyone who supports this network and all the shows. Every month we get that Libsyn bill. So your Patreon Skywalking Force help really helps us pay for all those services and helps keep those shows on our network.
yeah. So thank you so much, Skywalkers. We adore you.
You are our midichlorians.
I love that.
Well, that wraps up episode 405 of Skywalking Through Neverland. We want to thank Mike Celestino for coming on the show and sharing all of his experiences at the Disney 100th anniversary. And we want to thank all you Skywalkers for tuning in every, is that an old-fashioned word, tuning in?
Who
My grandmother
cares?
used to say that.
I love
for-
tuning in.
For tuning in and watching our live recordings and weighing in the Sky Chat and watching Rebel Spy Reject and commenting and watching our Instagram reels and our YouTube videos and everything that we do. You support us. So thank you.
Are you interested in our books? Today in Star Wars History Part 1 and 2. Well, autographed copies are available from skywalkingthroughneverland.com/book, or you can head to Amazon and buy the books there as well. And as we teased, we are working on a companion journal. So it's going to be really fun. It's something you're going to be able to write in and like share your Star Wars fandom in that book.
Did you ever have the book The Artist's Way?
Oh,
That was a huge book in the
I
90s.
heard of that. Yeah.
Where people could fill in stuff to affirmations
Yes.
and just things that they're doing to better themselves.
Okay.
Well, this is a way to document your Star Wars fandom.
So we are working on that. It will also contain some puzzles and crosswords and things. It'll be really fun.
Coloring pages.
Yes, coloring pages. All kinds of things we're working on.
We just can't stop.
I know. It's actually been really fun. So we can't wait to share that. So we would love to thank our sponsor, Small World Vacations, for their support. Are you thinking of a trip to Disney parks? Well, you can fill out a Get a Quote form at smallworldvacations.com today. Their vacation planning service is free. So check it out and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you. Also be on the lookout because there's lots of new things, including this week, we're going to be at Sweethearts Night and we're going to be sharing that through Instagram Reels. So make sure you check that out at Skywalking Pod and at Small World Vacations.
Now, do you want to support Skywalking Through Neverland and the Skywalking Network? Well, consider supporting us through the Skywalking Force, which is our Patreon. The Skywalking Force has access to bonus content in the form of our Zoom discussions on the latest Disney Plus shows. Right now, currently, we're doing Bad Batch. Today was we just saw episode
Tribe.
Tribe.
Episode 6.
Yes,
Episode
with
6.
Gunji the Wookiee.
Mhm.
Oh, can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a fun discussion. All right. And also, if you're part of the Skywalking Force, you get coupon codes for our books. Multiple.
Books, plural.
And you might get some swag too once we get those ready for our companion journal.
And this bonus content begins at, get this, only $5 a month. So head over there to skywalkingforce.com and have a look at the options. And once again, thank you to those who are already part of the Skywalking Force.
Now we are part of the Skywalking Network,
Oh, I get to do this. Sky,
where you can find other great shows like Talking Apes,
which we just put out another episode.
The
No.
Max Effects Podcast.
One more time.
The Max Effects Podcast.
The Neverland Clubhouse,
Totally Tell Me Everything.
Star Warsologies,
And the YouTube shows Collectopolis
and Today in Star Wars History.
And you can find us on social media. We are at Skywalking Pod for Twitter and Instagram. And you can find us on Facebook. Just search Facebook for Skywalking Through Neverland. Click to join our group and answer the questions, or you can like and follow our page, or do both. We love that. You can also email us, share@skywalkingthrough-neverland.com.
Star Wars Reporter says, thanks, guys. May the Force be with you. And Meredith jumps in with Skynet. Now, don't forget to stick around for bloopers and other fun bits that didn't make it into the show. And always remember,
Schlemiel, Schlemazel.
which was started by a mouse.
Nice. I love it. All right, guys. There's our show.
There you go.
We better get recording before we go to Moonlight Magic tonight. Yeah. We're going to see World of Color 1. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Justin says Michael
Oh.
McKean is the only major cast member still around from Laverne and Shirley.
Oh.
You know what? You're right. David
who's-
Lander,
who did he
Michael
play?
McKean played Lenny and Squiggy, who
Okay.
later became Saul's brother in Better Call Saul.
Oh, my. Oh,
And-
wow. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He was
The
Lenny.
older brother. Like,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
And David Lander, who played Squiggy,
God.
died, I think, in 2020.
Wow.
And Laverne, Penny Marshall, died in 2018.
Yeah. Something.
2016, 2018. Then Gary Marshall died right after that.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Well, with that. All right.
All right, Skywalkers, we're going to say goodbye, but
Time-
thank you for tuning in, everybody. Even though we said
Yeah.
11:30 p.m.
Yeah, well,
And
we
we
can
met
keep on going till
11:30
11:30
a.m..
p.m.
No, we can't.
But we got to go edit and write a book.
Yes. And then go to Moonlight Magic and eat free food.
Got a big day ahead of us.
Okay. Bye, everybody.